Welcome back, everyone, to the program. My name is Jeff. Here it is in the corner. I'm just going to jump right into it because we're talking about ETHGate again. I did this video recently up here in the corner. Let me turn these banners off. Let's focus on what matters today. We're talking about the Ethereum Gate follow-up, and if you want more details, it'll be in the description. That's fine. But today, I want to share my screen and talk about a little bit more about what's going on with Ethereum and the latest news about the ETFs that came out over in Hong Kong. But I think we need to talk about Ethereum and how this is a concern for a lot of people. And I want to put together a few dots, connect a few dots that some people may not have connected yet. See what you guys think. Leave a comment down below what you think, or hit me up on Twitter on what you think about this as well. But let's jump right into it. Okay, now I'm going to post a link to the video that I did beforehand on part one. I'll call it part one. And let's see. This is the article I want to talk about. I talked about in that first video about Ethereum it's not decentralized anymore. It's in 2018 when Ethereum got a free pass by the SEC, which was the whole SEC concern right now. The Ethereum right now is not the same as it is back then. They had a project called, they did a merge, they evolved Ethereum, moved from proof of work to proof of stake. I'm going to try not to get too technical here, but I just want to point out a few things. This is an article here that talks about how that move to proof of stake made it a lot more centralized. Now, centralization is not a good thing for blockchain, and the type of structure that you have for your network leads either to centralization or decentralization. Now, proof of stake, this is basically showing the case that proof of stake leads to more centralization. Now, there's a lot of different combinations and descriptions about how the network comes together. It's very technical, but I highlighted a few things here. There's a lot of different layers to it. And there's three different statistics I wanted to point out. There's an execution layer that basically how you interact with the blockchain directly. And that's from Ethereum Go, a program that's written in Go, a language called Go for Ethereum. And I highlight here that Geth, which is the Go Ethereum, that's the shorthand for it, it's a dominant player. One of the glaring issues concerning Ethereum's decentralization is the dominance of specific clients in the network interactions. Geth, a prominent execution layer client, currently handles a staggering 61% of all interactions with the Ethereum blockchain. So that's the important takeaway there. 61% of the interactions with the blockchain. That's a lot. That's a clear, almost a super majority. Lighthouse and Prism, they do the consolidation layer. That's like a different layer of validating the transaction. So in the realm of the consensus layer, Lighthouse and Prism jointly control a substantial 76% of all interactions with the Ethereum network. Again, a lot of the control of the network are in the hands of one or two entities here. And then I highlighted the third one, which was liquid staking. I won't get into that, but it helps. That's part of how the proof of staking works. People can contribute to a liquid pool. Lido, a prominent player in the field, currently holds 33% of all Ethereum stakes. So those are the three concerns right now. I'm going to start to peel the onion here and go over this a little bit more. And again, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I'm going to try and keep this as non-technical as possible. But let's go into the first one, okay? So the first one I highlighted, I'm going to go over is Prism. Now, Prism, they hold a lot of the consolidation layer of the new Ethereum network since the merge, which happened in 2022. Now they have 66% is running just on Prism alone. So who is Prism and what do we need to know about? Well, first off, the details. And again, this is keeping it non-technical without going too much into the weeds of how different distributions can have different effects on the operation of the network. It suffices to say that if a serious bug hits a client with less than a third of the staking power, then no harm is done. If the same thing happens to a client with between a third and a half the staking power, it's a bit more serious, but users won't take notice. If, however, a bug hits a client that is used by more than 2/3 of the staking power, it's basically game over. The buggy clients have a supermajority and all the powers that come with it, and the buggy chain will finalize. That means you can't reverse it. In essence, all the non-buggy clients can do is either permanently split the chain, kind of like what happened with Ethereum Classics, as I mentioned in part one, in which case we will have two Ethereums. Again, that's what happened. Or join the buggy chain and live with whatever the bug has caused. So as of today, which is going back to when this was written, which was 2022. So it's probably even worse. But as of today, around 2/3 of the network staking power runs the Prism client implementation developed by Prismatic Labs. Let's go another layer. Who is Prismatic Labs? So Prismatic Labs has a beautiful website. You scroll down to the bottom and you look at who we are. Here's a lot of people that are involved in it. But then you look at the sponsors and grants, the Ethereum Foundation. So the Ethereum Foundation and Vitalik Buterin. Okay, take note of those two names. Now, I mentioned Geth earlier, which is here. Geth, a dominant player and execution layer. So now we go to Go Ethereum, which is geth.ethereum.org. That's Geth. Now I scroll down to the bottom of Go Ethereum, and let's see. The Geth team comprises 10 developers distributed across the world. The Geth team is funded exclusively by the Ethereum Foundation. Read more about the Ethereum Foundation. We will talk about the Ethereum Foundation shortly. So here's the Ethereum Foundation. It's a beautiful website, lots of pretty pictures, talking about infinite gardens and such. You can click to explore. You can't really find too much detail. It's very pretty, though, very pretty. But if you dig into who is the Ethereum Foundation, it operates as a nonprofit organization. Now, if you remember, I would drop out here, but let me just say it. The Ethereum, originally when they founded Ethereum, they were discussing, should we go nonprofit or profit? And they chose to go nonprofit and had the Ethereum Foundation, which is kind of like the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance, but that's a little different. There's a lot of different entities, a lot of different layers. It's hard to connect all the dots, but you can start to get a pretty good picture here. The Ethereum Foundation, I know it's small font. Let me scroll here. This is from Bloomberg. The Ethereum Foundation operates as a nonprofit organization. The organization promotes and supports research, development, and education to produce decentralized applications. Ethereum Foundation serves communities in Switzerland. So I don't remember exactly which video I saw this in. I know it definitely happened, but I think it might have been in James O'Keefe's video or another video that I saw, but Vitalik chose to put the Ethereum Foundation in Switzerland in case there were ever issues in the United States. That's been documented. That's out there. Let's carry on, just in the interest of time. Now, there's the foundation. Here's the Ethereum Foundation team. According to CryptoSlate, there's Vitalik Buterin featured prominently as part of the Ethereum Foundation. Now, I'm also going to point this out. Now, we talked, before I get into that, real briefly, this week on the April 15th, it was announced that Hong Kong has adopted not just the Bitcoin ETF, but also the Ethereum ETF. That's probably going to lead the United States to be pushing to keep up for the Ethereum ETF, or other countries, which will lead more and more money to come into the Ethereum ETF. Why is that a danger? Let me share my screen one final time here and go through a couple last articles here. JP Morgan debuts tokenization platform, BlackRock among key clients. This is October 2023. The U.S. banking giant JP Morgan debuted its in-house blockchain-based token application, the Tokenized Collateral Network. According to Bloomberg, TCN, that's this network, settled its first trade for asset management giant BlackRock. According to Tyron Lobin, head of Onyx Digital Assets at JP Morgan. More entities to trace through real quick. All right. So JP Morgan, I'm not sure what this is highlighted. What is the TCN? Isn't here. Let me highlight this real quick. Zoom in. I don't know why it wasn't highlighted, but here we go. What is the TCN? It's an application JP Morgan has been working on for some time, which sits on the Ethereum-based Onyx blockchain. So there we go. We went back to the first article. We had they are tokenizing everything. They're transacting for BlackRock. They're using the tokenized collateral network. The tokenized collateral network, which is using Onyx, which is Ethereum based. So now you have a traceability from BlackRock all the way to Ethereum. So in about 10 minutes, I just connected a lot of dots there, put a lot of things together, let you decide. You can go watch the original video about the history of Ethereum, how the chain evolved, how it's not the same project as it was in 2018 when the SEC gave it a free pass. It's a different project. It's much more centralized. It's got a lot more ties to the Ethereum Foundation and Vitalik Buterin, and you can see how it ties to other companies that a lot of people are concerned about. So one last thing just to point out everything that's out there in the media, not everything, but one more piece of information that you might want to be aware of. Here's a direct quote or interview from Vitalik himself about possibilities with the Ethereum blockchain. Take a listen.
the rollups and layer 2s that exist on Ethereum today, they basically all have what I call training wheels, like some kind of backdoor that lets developers come in and like say stop and change the protocol if they see that some kind of bug is happening.
Maybe people will just keep on paying the $100 and it'll be super profitable for me.
Right.
So there you have it. A lot of different pieces of information put together in as short a time as possible, like about a 10-minute video, because I know time is valuable. I hope you appreciate this. This is just dots that I'm seeing that should be connected, people should be aware of about all the interactions, how Ethereum is more centralized, which can lead to fewer players dominating or changing the protocol, maybe causing issues with the amount of investments that are coming there. So if a lot of money comes into an Ethereum ETF, and then a few bad actors can change the protocol or do malicious things, I think people should be made aware of it. So that's what I attempted to do here. What are your thoughts? Leave your comment down below, tweet me back. Love to hear what you have to say, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.